guys, welcome to Door to Door Talks. As you guys know, everything we do on this show is everything real estate. And today we have the pleasure of welcoming Rob onto the show. Now, afterwards, we're going to leave all of Rob's details in the description below so you guys can find Rob, contact him, and get to know him, maybe potentially do some business. So, Rob, thank you very much for coming onto the show today.
Hey, George, I really appreciate you inviting me to come on. I'm really looking forward to speaking with you and seeing how I can answer any questions, provide any clarity. We're really excited that you reached out to us on LinkedIn and looking forward to see how we can help.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, I'd just like to first of all just give you an opportunity to introduce yourself to the audience, who you are, what your company is, and what you guys do, really.
Yeah, George. So my name is Rob Stewart. I'm actually the CEO and founder of CREquity AI. We are a direct AI data-driven lending source for asset-based lending, primarily in the commercial real estate and also asset-based lending for business loans, business line of credit, and various different business capital requirements. Company has been around since January of 2021. Started off as kind of a boutique fintech mortgage loan origination shop. The technology that we have internal was kind of bore off my kitchen table, if you will. I saw an opportunity for us to, underwrite and get to a yes or no quicker than what we were. So I took time internally and created my own little underwriting application, which has now expanded to being a part of the Fortune 5000 awardees for 2025. We are on set to being one of the top AI spotlighted companies in 2025 and looking forward to whatever the future brings. But just to make it short and sweet, now any of your clients, constituents, friends, or families or relatives that are looking for real estate financing don't have to wait weeks and or months for term sheets and loan commitments and funding. You can kind of come onto our environment in real time from your handheld mobile device or your computer, get terms and close on a deal within hours and maybe a day or two versus the weeks and months that is typically taken.
Wow, that's amazing. So you're essentially making the process a lot easier for everybody to follow through. That's amazing. I mean, it sounds like you do quite a lot there. I mean, what does a typical day-to-day look like for you?
George, great question. My typical day starts out about 04:15, 04:30 in the morning, and I go all the way to about 10:30 at night. Every morning I have a stand-up call with the offshore technology development team. I actually underwrite and make additions and updates to our source code on a daily basis. I'm kind of a perfectionist when it comes down to product and service. So I quality assure my own product all the time. Whenever there's something in it I don't like, if a box is not checked correctly or if it is delayed in its response or I feel as though we can do things better, I'll ask the team to do it. And if they can't do it, I get in there and do it myself. It's kind of that servant leadership, never ask anybody that you wouldn't do yourself type thing. So my day starts pretty early, goes pretty late. Typically, I'll have projects to review that are in the queue for final Q&A before we issue final loan commitments, or I'll have to jump on calls with investors. There's a lot of interest in AI right now. A lot of people are circling the wagons for investment. They want to make sure that you're real and you're doing the God's work or whatever. So we do get a lot of questions when it comes down to how we do in the process. And as we educate people, we get better at it. It becomes easier. So there's a lot of PR. There's a lot of engagement with investors, a lot of engagement with potential clients. And we also are unrailing a third-party origination portal. So now we have brokers who are licensed and certified, and also in private lending that have deals and need a direct lender, somebody capable of taking care of their deals. So they're coming into the platform. So we're building that out. And then, just continual functionality and rule improvement of the actual software itself.
Nice. I mean, you mentioned AI there quite a bit. I mean, obviously, AI is the new trend. That's the new world that we live in right now. Is within AI. I mean, are you seeing any trends in the industry right now that are forcing people to become more adaptable to AI?
Yeah, the problem is I think that you kind of get I think you get AI fatigue, so to speak. I mean, everybody has a .ai domain. Everybody has a .ai email. Everybody has an app that says AI. And realistically, there are very few people that actually are utilizing artificial intelligence, in my opinion. Um, but yeah, I mean, AI is here to stay, regardless if you want to admit that or not. I
Yeah,
would tell you that um, the things that are typical rote processes where we used to have to make phone calls, send emails, faxes, use spreadsheets, all those kind of ministerial tasks and stuff like that, they are slowly but surely being just knocked down and or exacerbated, I mean, just removed from the actual conversation. Even in my own day-to-day operation internally, I have a suite of tools that I use, mostly commercial, over the shelf type of technologies that make my life so much easier. Even though I get up really, really early and stay up really, really late with AI, and especially in the last 6 months, I've been
yeah,
able to increase my productivity probably 1.5, 2x times
nice.
without having to rely on their typical what I call brick and mortar operation of business.
Yeah,
For us, George, and what I've seen in the market is that you can do a lot more with a lot less,
yeah.
which is going to make, to me, business move in a lot more quicker, more prudent fashion than where it used to be, especially in the real estate and syndication markets for sure.
Nice, nice, nice. I mean, moving besides AI, are there any other trends within the industry that you're seeing that maybe other people aren't, or maybe even if they are, that you'd like to share with the audience right now as to why you feel like the real estate syndication industry is moving towards?
Yeah, I mean, what we do, George, the reason why I'm so passionate about technology and real estate is I want people who are not your traditional real estate investors, young people, people from diverse backgrounds, people who
Yeah,
weren't born with significant amounts of capital to have access to tokenized real estate and be a part of providing for their family. Right, wrong, or
yeah,
indifferent, the real estate market in America is one of the strongest assets you can buy into, and it does undergo correction just like any other thing in the world. But people have to have a place to stay and live, and and raise their family. So what
yeah,
I will tell you is that where I'm seeing a softening is I'm seeing a softening in mortgages and people making on-time mortgages. We have some APIs and some data analytics internally that shows us when defaults go up and people start not paying on time and stuff like that. So I would say that folks that are looking to get into the real estate market and particularly get into it as a discount, I would think over the next 18, 24, 30 months or so, investing in distressed assets, being able
yeah,
to have that forecasting ability, utilize an AI or an artificial or some type of proven process to disposition assets in a streamlined manner.
yeah.
It's gonna bear dividends. So I would say even if you weren't technologically savvy and you
Mm-hmm.
traditionally just kind of did the old brick and mortar, what I like to call the MacGyver with the spreadsheets and the safety pins and all that kind of stuff, sundial abacus type stuff. Just adding one or two technological advances to your process could make you a lot more efficient. And to me, that's the key differentiator in real estate going in the future is not necessarily fully embracing AI and getting rid of your back office. Is more so like, are
Yeah,
you utilizing it in a way where it makes you more efficient and more accountable throughout the process so that you're doing more with less and actually getting to what things you were interested in, which is, closing deals.
yeah,
Instead of just, sitting here and, running analysis by paralysis type thing.
yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. You mentioned earlier that you want to give young people an opportunity to be able to use their capital so wise. Maybe that they don't have as much, but you still want them to use that capital wisely. I mean, we tend to live in a bubble where because we're in real estate, because we're aware of AI, we feel like everybody knows AI. But then once we get out into the real world, we realize that not many people are actually aware of what's going on at the moment. So with that being said, I mean, what methods are you using right now to try and attract that target demographic that you said, so that they can become more aware of what it is that you offer?
Oh, that's a great question, George. We really stepped up our game in social media. I brought on an SEO and social media marketing whiz about 2.5 months ago. I also
Nice.
have a young man within our group that is a part of one of the largest creative financing and subject to finance communities. He's been a part of that now for several years, and he's been instrumental in getting our followership up on all of our social accounts. He
Yeah.
is an older gentleman, quasi-retired, but really loves people, loves the product, embraces the product, and
Yeah.
believes in it. And that's the thing that we really value. I had another team member come to me a few months ago and say, "Hey, Rob, I know when you get the AI off the ground, you're just going to want to fire all of us and get these MBAs and PhDs and folks from Ivy League." And I was like, "That's really that's not true at all. That's the reason why we created the software, because what I'm trying to do is level the playing field, that anybody who has an idea, has the right state of mind, willing to put the work in with a little bit of technology, can be as good or better than those Ivy League graduates and folks that have a
Yeah.
lot of capital." And so where we're at is we're spreading the word through our affiliate program. We have a robust affiliate program that allows people who have a massive social media following or like to post to actually earn passive income by directing traffic to the site and having folks utilize CREquity AI as a direct lender. We also are on
Yeah.
podcasts like this. I am out in front on providing tools and templates and techniques and information to folks who want it. I've done probably 4 or 5 pre-launch webinars
Wow.
regarding AI, regarding direct lending, regarding participation in our affiliate program. Um, I've actually given a live demo to a couple hundred people. I have a wait list now of about 120, 125 mortgage loan originators and brokers who, are interested in becoming part of the platform. And then, George, because of the buzz surrounding AI, I decided midway during development that instead of doing I'm going to get on my soapbox for 10 seconds, but I think everybody is like really worn out on the subscription as a service model,
Right.
where you forget about some BS application you downloaded 6 months ago, and you look at your ATM or your debit card statement, you know, 6 months, and you're like, oh my God, CREquity.ai has charged me $55 a month for the last 7 months, 6 months, and I don't even have the login to that anymore. I don't even have that phone, right? But you're just paying
Right.
it, right? Or you got multiple subscriptions to the same. I remember that I had a Disney Plus subscription on my phone, and then I had one for my Yukon. I had a Yukon at the time. My son was watch, so I had 2 Disney Plus subscriptions um, that I didn't just forgot about. Why do I say that? I say that because we decided to remove the subscription as a service model, even though hands down it is the best financial benefit for me as an owner of a
Yeah.
fintech. But it's not. It doesn't add. I don't think it adds value. So our software is a pay as you go, pay as you need it,
Yeah.
where you get something in value first, and if you like what you see, you pay a small amount of money, and then you move on to get your deal funded, and you get it done in real time. So we're changing the game in the real estate and financial lending aspect in about 3 different areas. Number one, we're providing real time, or what we call just in time, access to capital. Use it when you need it type thing. The second thing of it is that
Yeah.
you can do more with less. So if you come direct to us versus having to use a broker, you cut out a broker. So there's less fees involved in
Right.
that. Believe it or not, our fees are below industry standard because, again, we're doing more with less. So, I mean,
Yeah.
you're paying 1-2% on a senior debt piece. We charge 1 to 2% on equity. We do debt and equity. If you go out and you just do a quick Google search, you may pay 3 to 5 points on an equity piece, and you may not get it in time that you need it for the project, right? So
Right.
our rates, terms, conditions, we don't, for the most part, we don't have a prepayment penalty on majority of our products. Um, most of our interest rates are in alignment with what is nationally accepted. We also offer some very unique products to reduce pressure on the project. We have a construction loan build out program that turns into a term loan fix. So there's a stabilization period built into the
No.
loan facility itself. So you don't have to go out and shop for money when you're in the middle of lease up, which is the most vulnerable period for a project. Um,
Yeah.
So I mean, we have some wonderful products that we offer to clients, and we do it in a very streamlined manner. I mean, I think that we're one of the only platforms, at least in the intelligence that I do, that you can come on. You have an immutable ledger. You're inside of a blockchain secure environment. Multi-factor authentication. You have KYC AML in the beginning. You register.
Mm,
You get a term within 5 minutes, 7 minutes of accessing the platform. If you like it,
yeah.
you accept it. If you don't, we actually have a price line, name your own price tool inside of the actual software itself. So if you don't like the terms you get, you can do a little bit of haggling if you're a haggler. Some people love to get a good deal. So we put that inside of the actual software
Yeah.
itself, where people come in and make, whatever they want to get out of the project. But at the end of the day, I know we have a multi-billion-dollar technology because I've gotten term sheets for people who want to buy it.
Oh, wow.
you know, so I know we're on to something very, very special. I just know that my work is not done because there's so many things that we want to do, and Georgia's beyond. It's just a blessing, man, to go from a idea to a little bitty, a small internal application to a full blown platform that, now you can get paid utilizing fiat or crypto. I mean, I don't know as far as the utility and the power of the technology that we have. I don't know if there's anything else on the planet that connects borrowers and investors and lenders in one environment that's secure and safe. And for all intents
Yeah.
and purposes, you pay as you see value, right? I mean, think of
Yeah.
a Google marketplace where you get free Gmail and you get
Yeah.
the first, what is it, 30 gigs for free, and then if you need like your own dedicated server, you pay $10 a month or whatever. I mean, it's kind of like that, right? Where we provide you with value for free, immense value for free. You
Yeah.
like it, you pay for it, right? And you don't have to wait 2 months to get a term sheet. So, I mean, for us, I think that there is significant opportunity for us. And I mean, the only limitation we have, George, is capital. So we are consistently engaging family offices and people with lots of liquidity so that we can continue to build up the war chest. But um,
Right.
I mean, it's a phenomenal. It's scary to think about all the good things that are happening internally to the company.
Right. Amazing. What I like about what you said is that you give different options for different types of people depending on what it is that they're looking for, which is great because one thing might not be suitable for one person, but then
Well,
something
think
else that
about
you
it
offer will be
think
suitable for
about
that
it like this
person.
right here,
So
George.
we
Is
get,
like
I like that option.
if you have a client, and again, just to tell you, the software is indicative and reflection of my experiences, right?
Yeah.
I've worked in the mortgage loan origination space, and then I also was a table funder, white label, TPO, third party originator for some of the largest capital providers in the United States. I'm not going to name
Yeah.
that name, but I still have agreements with them. They're still partners. But the problem that I ran into that really was very upsetting to me is that I'm a military guy. I have a very rote process. My process works, but whenever I would go underwrite a deal, I would have that deal packaged and ready to go. I'm waiting on like Mother May I to issue the loan. My
Yeah.
client is frustrated because they don't know what the hell's going on, and I'm getting frustrated because I'm getting ready to lose the deal. I mean, liars are buyers, so to speak. I hate to say that, but buyers, buyers. They come to
Quite
you, they
something.
want a loan, right? They want you to syndicate a deal for them, but they may have five other guys that are, doing that exact same thing, right? Because they
Yeah.
want the deal funded, right? There's no
Absolutely.
there's no trust, there's no what they say, what is it, no loyalty amongst thieves or whatever it is. So, and that's fine. I mean, that
No honor amongst
competition,
thieves. Yeah.
yeah, competition drives a healthy competition drives a great deal for a client, and that's what you want, right? I think in the mortgage loan origination, because people have gotten so comfortable and they're making so much money by just using these old rote methods. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But the mortgage loan origination
Absolutely. Yeah.
house is broken. It should not take a user or a client 40 days to close on a DSCR loan. I can underwrite a DSCR, debt service coverage ratio loan, in about an hour or less. I get them a term sheet in that same time.
Yeah.
We decide to sign our loan acceptance agreement. I'll order title. I'll open escrow. I'll order an appraisal. all within a 30-minute window. And then you pick your closing date. If you got all the
Right.
documentation there, our underwriting team with our AI can get that thing back within 24, 48 hours. We can get it clear to close, and all we're waiting on is the appraisal to come back, clear title abstract, fund the deal. Right? There's really, so it sounds, very complicated, but it's not. It's really about 9 to 11 steps depending on what type of project it is. And if you have all the data, which we have access
Yeah.
to public and available data, which is 85, 90% of these deals, as long as nobody's there trying to do something they're not supposed to do, the deal can and does close very quickly. There's no reason in the world for a person to wait a month, 4 weeks, 6 weeks to close a deal. If you have the capital and you have strict underwriting guidances and the ability to underwrite a deal in real time, get them their money.
Yeah.
I mean,
Uh,
you as a lender, you make money when you loan money.
Absolutely.
Why you want to hold on to it? You know what I mean? Like, I don't, I don't quite understand that. I mean, my goal for our company, George, is I want to prosecute $1 million worth of loans a day. I want to put $1 million of revenue in some way. If it's 4 $250,000 deals, great.
Yeah.
And 1 million, I want to put $300 to $400 million of paper on the street a year on the debt side, and then come back with the equity in the same amount. And I mean, it's not that we haven't done it. We have done it. And like I said, the only limitation we have is access to capital. Everything else is fine, right? And we can underwrite and do a deal at 200,000 or up to 200 million. I mean, it's just like swimming in water, man. If you know how to swim in 3 foot of water, you can swim in 300 foot. Doesn't matter, right? Technology is immutable. Doesn't really care. I mean, so, and that's what's scary about AI, is that it takes that bias out of there. Because when you walk into JP Morgan Chase or Bank of America, one of these tier one banks, sometimes it's what you have, but also it's who you know, and what your balance sheet looks like and stuff like that. Our technology really strips away all those
Yeah.
biases. We look at underwriting the person, understand their financial wherewithal, credit, and experience. We do the exact same thing in the project. We put peanut butter and jelly together to make that nice sandwich. And then we look at the feasibility of the borrower and the project. Does it make sense? What is the
Hmm.
risk associated with us, doing this deal? And as long as it fits within that guidelines and the person's okay with the terms, then it's fine. I mean, for us, we're not the credit union. We're not Bank of America. If you want SOFR plus 100 basis points, go wait in line for 9 months, right? If you want to close a deal in
Yeah.
2 days, then we're at SOFR 3 to 400. I mean, I'm not here to kill anybody, but I also know what I have, and depending on the risk associated with that, it may mean that a client can get underway a lot sooner and pay a little bit more for a more effective product than to wait whatever. And because the way we're set up, if you want to go and apply for a HUD loan, it takes you 16 months, even though the government shut down right now. Go ahead and apply for it and pay us off early, right? You can have your cake and eat it too. You can get your project underway, right? Realize your dream in real time versus, dying on the vine. I mean, George, I cannot tell you, if you were to sit over my shoulder for a week, I can go back through my archive of projects, and I would say 70% of them are still there because of what we're talking about: lack of
Yeah.
access,
Right. Yeah. Access to
poor,
capital. Yeah.
poor underwriting, and the whole deal is just structured in a poor manner, right? Which we take all that away with our technology.
Yeah. Right. Okay. That makes sense. You know what? You've said a lot there, and what I think is important for the audience, especially people that maybe they're looking to want to get into the real estate syndication. I mean, it sounds like a lot of things is going right for you, and what I want to let's say to the audience is obviously within business you do face challenges, and sometimes things don't always go your way. So with that being said, I want to ask, like, what sort of challenges are you facing at the moment? I know you mentioned access to capital as being a limitation, but is there anything else at the moment that you're seeing that's maybe, oh, I wish this could be better?
Yeah, I mean, the challenges is that everybody wants to quote unquote make sure this is a real thing. So we have lost some business because I'm not 100% available. The team, we do everything we can with the videos, the articles, the blogs, the FAQ, the chat bot. and everything like that. But like on our, I hate to say it, but our larger tier clients, we've got a couple developers that, I'll have to have 3 or 4 or 5 conversations with them to kind of go over
Yeah.
everything and get them very comfortable. So I'm going to make a concerted effort in 2026 to hire more product specialists. I'm not going to call them sales because, we don't need to. CREquity does not need a sales agent. It sells itself, right? We're here to provide value, right? So I want a
Yeah.
product specialist that can come in, sit down with you, George, look at your portfolio and say, hey, here's the challenges we see. Here's our solutions. What would you like for us to help you with? And be really customer service focused and add value. As far as like fees and costs and all that kind of crap, because we're a fintech and our overhead is, very, very low, and we stay pretty lean. We're very competitive when it comes down to fees and stuff like that. But I'll tell you, I've my experience with my clients, I guess, and you say the challenges is that some of them are willing to pay a lot more than what they pay right now because of exceptional service. So my challenge, to be fully transparent, is as I transition this technology to be fully autonomous, I don't want to have that robotic feel. I
Yeah.
don't want to have that remoteness fatigue that a client who really liked me a year ago because Rob was always by his phone or available via email now is going through the AI chatbot or calling our, phone number to get a term sheet or whatever, and feels like they've been forgotten, feels like that individual consideration is gone. So we are, one of the priorities that we have is making sure the algorithm and the AI assistant still has a human-like feel and look. And believe it
Yeah.
or not, I've actually taken on and have added humans, good people, to the process. Like originally, our system architecture design was you come in, you submit a term sheet, goes through an underwriting engine, spits out a term sheet, you accept it, moves on the process. I decided while they would probably make me more money and I would probably be able to buy a boat down in Florida, that probably is not the best when it comes down to what we call UX and UI and CX, which is customer service, user experience, right? And our,
Right.
the overall interaction. So to maintain a higher CSI customer service score, I said, you know what? I'm going to put some really highly trained, highly technical people in the middle as underwriters and product specialists so that, George, when you submit your first deal or your third deal or whatever it is, right, and you have a question, instead of you just going to the FAQ, getting pissed off and, when you go to those websites, you open up a thing, there's a chat, and you're just chatting and just chatting and you're
Yeah.
just,
Absolutely.
it's like, man, can somebody just pick up the damn phone and reset my password or whatever
100.
it is? So that, for all intents and purposes, I get it and I understand that. So we've added a human layer in there to combat that challenge, which is to really, okay, this is an AI software, and if you get stuck, or if you are one of those people that really want to walk through it once or twice before you get all into it, then we have somebody there that's going to help you, right?
Right. Okay. That makes sense, man. That makes sense. So that's a lot of ways that you guys, challenges that you guys are facing, and how you're planning on wanting to improve. I mean, let's fast forward a bit. 6 months, 12 months from now. I mean, where do you see the company at?
Wow. That's a great question. I definitely, so we are looking to grow the company between 40 to 70 FTEs, full-time equivalents, mostly in the product specialist and tech department, to really ensure functionality and features. We've got a version 2 that will be coming out in early spring that's going to be probably lightning better than this. The mobile
Nice.
applications on both Google Play and Apple will be out very shortly. And then, we're going to have like product advocates that will be out there spreading the message, and we're going to, like I said, we're going to spend a conservative amount of time in the affiliate marketing and marketing space. We want to make it fun. We want to make it Facebook
Mm,
like, where it's very easy for you to come on and navigate. But it's a very
yeah.
comprehensive tool. So for us, 6 months, I mean, I would like to say that we have, north of $200 million of capital deployed. Like I said, anywhere from 150 to 200 million assets under management.
Yeah.
Um, I'd also like for our business loan, business lending, and BLOC lines of credit, equipment financing side of it to be off the ground. And then we have a new opportunity with some different equity advisory firms that we'll definitely be rolling out Q1 of 2026 as well. A large announcement should be forthcoming here in the next 3 months or so. I'm just waiting on the final terms and stuff like that. So I think 6 months from now, we'll definitely be shored up in both the debt side, but also the equity side.
Yeah.
We have some solutions that are going to cut down on our processes, probably 70% minimum. There's some publicly available information that we're going to integrate that's going to make the user experience even better, even faster. And rounding out next year, we're going to get into more than just United States. We'll get into lending up in Canada and some other, desired countries and stuff like that. So making a more international presence.
Wow, amazing. So there's some very exciting things to look forward to from you guys. I mean, where can the people find you there? You mentioned a lot of affiliate stuff, a lot of social media.
Oh, yeah. So you can go to our website, www.
Where can the guys in the audience find you?
Yeah, www.crequity.ai. And then if you type in CREquity AI on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, it'll all come up. And then if you want to send us an email, it's very easy. Info at CR Charlie Romeo Equity EQUITY .ai. So
amazing. You guys, you heard it here first from Rob himself, or where you guys can find him. Send him a message, send him an email. If there's any question that you guys want to ask him, be sure to reach out. I'm sure he will be of amazing help, as he's been today on the podcast. Rob, thank you very much. Really appreciate all the insights that you've given us today on the show. I mean, I'm sure everyone in the audience will find a lot of value in it. So thank you very much and appreciate your time.
Thanks, George. Appreciate it, sir.
No worries. See you later.